Ready, aim, fire.
With me is Crossfire Wrestling board member and ring announcer, Priestan Xentrideus. Hey, Priestan.
Hi, Christine. Thanks for having me back, and hello, Crossfire Nation.
Bring the Heat 5 is upon us, and tonight we run down the matches, what's at stake for each competitor, and Priestan and I will give our predictions as we pick our winners. We're going to begin with Phil Atlas, the Canadian Destroyer, taking on the Night Train, Justin Sane. Our tale of the tape has Atlas at 5 feet 10 inches and 210 pounds, and Sane coming in at 6 feet and 225. Atlas is looking to build on his impressive debut win over TNA's Braxton Sutter, while the Night Train looks to bounce back after suffering his first loss to the currently suspended Congo Kong. This one is a matchmaker's dream and will provide some major action, Priestan.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, Christine. This one is definitely going to be a treat to watch. Both these guys are super fast. There are some differences, and they're going to have to draw those differences in order for them to be successful over the other. Phil Atlas can get past Justin Sane with these key reasons. First, Atlas uses his surroundings unlike anyone we've seen in Crossfire in a long time. He utilizes the ring apparatus to optimum use, as we saw in his debut with Braxton Sutter. It's like having a weapon in his matches, giving him an extra dimension to his attack and defense. He also needs to take advantage of his seasoning. He has a lot more experience abroad than the Night Train, and he would do well to pull out some of those more unorthodox skills that he used to confound Braxton. Finally, his third key is his dexterity. He'll need plenty of it in order to avoid being stalked down and trapped by a stronger Justin Sane. And that's one of the keys for the Train, his power. Sane is incredibly powerful, and he relies on his strength to overwhelm his opponents. He's not the largest wrestler, which lulls his competition to a false sense of security when clinching in range, and that's when he uses it when his prey has gotten too close. Second, Sane's going to need a game plan for his bout and follow it. One of the knocks against this young man is his propensity to go outside of his discipline and get emotional in the ring, leading to mistakes and overcommitting. And lastly, he's going to have to pace himself. Sane is a very fast starter and likes to explode out of the gate. But as we saw what happened with Congo, if Atlas figures to be more durable than Sane realizes, he could be in for a very short night, blown up way too early, and that's a dangerous proposition when going against a cardio machine like Phil Atlas. I'm taking Justin Sane in this one, though. I think he's just too powerful, and I think he catches Atlas early and grinds him down. I'm taking Justin Sane by pinfall. About 10-minute mark of the match.
I'm going with Phil Atlas on this one, only because of his experience in New Japan. These two are so close, but I think Atlas can actually draw back on his time in Japan and show the Train some things he hasn't seen before. Wisdom over youth, and I've got Atlas over Sane by submission. Okay, let's take on the tag match now. Professionally Jacked versus Rip Impact and Louis Averio. Pro Jacked, the professional Jackson Jarvis and Rage are not impressed after they were eliminated out of the four-way championship scramble. They had a sub for Jarvis in Tomor Shalom, who by their account cost them their chance. They aim to take out their frustration on high-flying and technical wizards Impact and Averio, who haven't been seen since years 1 and 2. Priestan, it's been so long since we've seen these two gentlemen. I'm interested to see how you're going to break this one down.
Well, Rip Impact and Louis Averio are going to be a dangerous team for anyone to contend with, really, regardless if it's professionally jacked or anybody else. Their three keys to winning over Professionally Jacked is pretty formulaic. For one, both these guys have two speeds, fast and faster, and this will definitely give Rage and Jarvis some problems all on its own. Second, it's the whole death from above game that they have mastered. They can hit you from anywhere, so even the outside of the ring is dangerous. Really, there's no place to hide. And finally, Rip Impact is just so experienced. He's constantly touring, competing non-stop. Louis, I'm not too sure how active he's been recently, but he too has a wealth of experience that together I think will be needed here if they want the return win. Professionally Jacked or win if they use their excellent and surprising cohesiveness. These gentlemen work really well together and have begun to put together something special here. Second, they both have raw athletic attributes that they can draw to add to their arsenal. And look at people. We're starting to see that these guys can wrestle. They aren't just bodybuilders that overwhelm people with muscle. They're getting their chance now to show that they have the chops to contend. But they will use that strength and power for their third key to victory, no question. The power balance is in this team's favor in this one, for sure. Now, I'm going to put Professionally Jacked in this one. The problem for me is that there's just too many unknowns with the Rip Impact Louis Averio camp. It's namely Louis Averio. I don't know if he's been active recently or not, or how much ring rust he's going to have. And there's another thing, that he and Rip used to be some pretty major heated rivals back in the day. I mean, apparently that's been squashed now, and they're working together as a team. But for me, there's just too many unknowns. So I'm going with Rage and the Professional here. I'm taking them by win by pin.
Alright, I'm going to go with Rage and Jarvis here. Too big, too strong, too powerful, and I think we'll ground those two aerialists. Pro-jacked by pin. Okay, Tyler Turva versus Tomor Shalom. What can be said about these two? Tomor Shalom is a former world champion. He's 6'2", 255, and has a new outlook on life after ridding himself of Jay Moore and the infamous 5. Turba claims he just won the world title from Cody Diener. No matter what the 6'2", 225-pounder claims, the belt resides firmly on the waist of Cody Diener, a classic #1 contenders matchup. Priestan, how do you see this one unfold?
Yeah, this is a very intriguing match for me, as both of these guys seem to be in a little bit of a transition here in their career at Crossfire Wrestling. Shalom is no longer with Jay Moore, and Turva has finally begun to show why he was a blue-chip prospect we all said he was. Now, the former champion Tomor Shalom is more experienced. His tenure here is well chronicled, and he's been overseas as well, so he has an edge there that he'll need to put to good use. Second, he's a strong man with good size. At 255, he'll be Turva's biggest opponent to date, and Tomor knows how to use his size very effectively. His new outlook in life reminds me of the metamorphosis that Big George Foreman went through, from terrifying monster to kind, cuddly teddy bear. But just like Big George, Tomor can still get it done in the ring and maul you. He's still a very scary dude. And lastly, Tomor needs to utilize his underrated grappling game. He has had great success with submissions in the past, putting away some very tough competition, and Turva isn't known for submission defense, so Tomor can win this if he sticks to these three keys. Turva has exploded lately, picking up some huge momentum. His loss to Cody Diener was a victory in many ways for him, and if he does the same here as he did in that match, he'll secure the victory. 1. Turva is deceptively fast. For a large guy, Turva moves like a cruiserweight, and he'll give Shalom issues all night. Second, Turva has advanced ring intelligence. He has an ability to visualize what he wants to do, and then he does it. He's got some trap fighting mentality that serves him well, and he'll need to continue this trait against the former champion. Last key to getting the W is focus. Turva is young and cocky, and we've seen him on several occasions not being to help himself, showing off when he has a man down. He absolutely cannot do that against Tomor Shalom, or he will pay dearly for it. Having said all of that, my pick is for the former champion, Tomor Shalom. Now that he's not under the influence of the infamous 5, I think he has a new lease on life here. And I think that he's going to do some special things, and we may actually see him recapture the title that he lost not too long ago. My pick, Tomor Shalom, by submission.
Yeah, Turva's red hot and has all the momentum, irregardless of the L in his last match. He's hungry and he is ready to make another run in the world title. The World Tag Team Championship is on the line this Sunday. The Dirty Vets are 100% healthy, while the Piss Beaters are down a man. After threats of lawyers, it looks like Jake O'Reilly has decided it's time to just fight. The Dirty Vets have denied any wrongdoing in the injury to Darko that his partner alleges was by their design. Custom and TID look to be on their way to being the same sort of win that Revelation had when they won their titles back from a lone Chris LaPlante. Priestan, no one is sure yet what exactly is going to happen, but as it is right now, the Commissioner's Office has this one ready to go. What say you?
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, this looks like it's going to be a handicap match. I mean, Frank Newman in the Commissioner's Office have already stated that he has to defend the belt on his own. So yeah, it looks like that's what we're going to see. However, we can't discount the X Factor that the Piss Beaters have. And of course, I'm talking about the infamous Jay Moore, the manager of champions. Now, just last night, he was on 91.7 Giant FM with Pat Porter, and he's well aware of the situation. So I'm not 100% committed that this bout is going to go down the way that everyone thinks it is, with it being a handicap match. It is Jay Moore, it is Jake O'Reilly. They're savvy veterans who've been around for a long time. So if O'Reilly can't figure this out and goes in alone without Anthony Darko, or at least a sub, then Marcus Ryan and the notorious TID are going to have a very easy night, and they're going to walk away the champs.
I have to go with the smart money in anticipation of a handicap match. The Dirty Vets will be your new Crossfire World Tag Team Champions. And now the ladies take things to a whole new level, as things between challenger Casey Spinelli and world champion Caitlin Diamond have escalated big time. The challenger stands 5'2" and weighs in at a ready 145, while the champ is 5 feet 10 inches and 137. After taking Diamond's belt to the face and being knocked out, Casey Spinelli then had a lawsuit to deal with, alleging sexual harassment inflicted by her upon Caitlin Diamond for a smack on the butt. Both of the girls are vets and have savvy experience to match their skills. Priestan, this is another match that's tough to call.
Well, Caitlin Diamond's at it again with her mind games. All this talk about litigation for sexual harassment, mind you. It doesn't matter, they still have to fight. The question now is just how deep is she in Spinelli's mind has she gotten, if at all? I mean, they're both elite wrestlers who've been to the dance many times before. There will be a new women's champion if Casey Spinelli can follow these keys to victory. First, she needs to use the ropes more when in trouble. Diamond was able to maneuver her to the center of the ring numerous times to go back to work on her with submissions. Spinelli has to compete harder to assert her position in the ring in order to take those opportunities away from the champion. Second, she needs to keep Diamond off her feet. Caitlin is dangerous when she's mobile around the ring in numerous ways. Spinelli has major power, and she'll need to employ it more to keep Diamond grounded and wear her out. Finally, keep calm. Diamond is a very frustrating opponent who will use the 10 count to her advantage. She can't allow her impatience to chase after Caitlin. Spinelli has out-of-this-world counters, so let her come to you. These are all important for Casey to follow if she wants that strap. Diamond will no doubt use a ridiculously high ring IQ as always, whether it's deception, feigning injury, agitating the referee, you name it. Caitlin's mind games are down for real. Second, she has to avoid close quarter grappling with Casey. She's overpowered against the challenger and has to stay away from engaging in tests of strength. Stay mobile, move away from Spinelli's overwhelming strength. Third, protect her space in the ring, and by that I mean gaining some real estate in there. Keep Spinelli in the center. Caitlin got away with working some offense in the corners only once in their last encounter. After that, Spinelli really punished her when Caitlin failed to corral her into the center. This is a very close one to call, but I think Diamond set this up in the last match with that belt to Spinelli's head. I think she knew what she was doing the whole time. I think she set the future. The future is on Sunday. I think Diamond has been able to incur some damage on her opponent. And Diamond is going to take this, retain as world champion. Caitlin Diamond over Casey Spinelli by submission.
I'm going with Casey Spinelli here. She has Diamond on the run last time, and if she can keep her third eye open, she'll come away as a new women's world champion. And And now for the main event. Former world champion Jeremy Elliott challenges current world champion Cody Deaner. With the former undefeated champ standing at just 5'9" and weighing in at 190, he has been out of action since December of 2015 with a serious health issue. Cody Deaner is 6'1" and 217 pounds. He has soared into the spotlight since defeating Eric Young and Congo Kong in a triple threat match to capture his first Crossfire world title. There's a lot to look at here, Priestan. Take it away.
Yeah, talk about high drama. This is all about the lingering doubts about who is the true undisputed champion of the world, whether it's former champion, Jeremy Elliott, or if it's the current champion, Cody Deaner. First, the challenger. Jeremy Elliott went undefeated in Crossfire as heavyweight champion for exactly 365 days before surrendering his strap due to illness. Out of action now in Crossfire for 10 months, while Deaner has been busy here and at Global Force is a huge factor in this. Elliott can pull this off and reclaim what he never lost if he can do the following. 1. Use all of his martial arts skills that he used so effectively in his past run. Elliott is a smaller person in there, but what he can do with his striking has surprised many of his opponents, catching them off guard. If Jeremy can score early and often on Sunday, Deaner may be in some trouble in the later stages. Second, unpredictability. Elliott has done things that are insane. He is fearless, and that's why he'll jump from the top rope onto the floor or hit a swanton on you from the apron. You just don't expect him to do these high-risk maneuvers, and yet he does them. Finally, he has to avoid the DDT. I have no doubt that a significant portion of Elliott's training camp was avoiding and/or countering Deaner's DDT. This is already a big-time problem for him, as his height already puts him in Deaner's wheelhouse when they're in close. Deaner's DDT is lethal. No one has ever kicked out of it. It is a finisher in every sense of the word. World champion Cody Deaner has faced perhaps the highest caliber of competition by any Crossfire champion in history. His previous 2 losses to Elliott came under the banner of the infamous 5, but now that he shut himself of Tomor, Deaner has looked unstoppable. Cody will retain the championship if he can exploit Elliott's ring rust. This isn't just any ring rust, mind you. This comes as a result of a serious health crisis. Although cleared medically, one has to wonder just how healthy is Elliott. If Deaner goes at him fast and furious, I'm not sure if Jeremy can withstand the storm. Second, he has to be mindful of his whereabouts in the ring. Because Jeremy is a submission specialist and has subbed him before, Deaner will have to navigate the action and look for the ropes when in danger. If Jeremy manages a submission attempt, Deaner is close enough to the ropes to end the threat and conserve a large amount of energy otherwise used to counter. Finally, Deaner has to hit his DDT. It's as simple as that. Hitting Elliott with his DDT will end this one, no question. Regardless of the intrigue surrounding this match, I'm going to have to go with Cody Deaner here. There are just too many questions about the health issues that Jeremy Elliott has right now. But props to him for coming back and challenging, and props to Deaner for accepting that challenge. But for me, in the end, Deaner's going to win this one with a DDT. Deaner wins, retains as the undisputed Crossfire heavyweight champion of the world by knockout.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with you on this one as well. Deaner has found the extra something as of late and has continued to improve. I think Deaner defends and wins by pinfall, ending any doubt to become the bona fide, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Well, that's it for this week, Crossfire Nation. See you this Sunday at Bring the Heat 5. I'm Priestan Lynn.
And I'm Priestan Xentrideus. And you
just got engaged.